I guess what I wanted to talk about was the um I don't know what you want to really call it, war on drugs, or my desires with narcotic use and with what I perceive as positive and negative aspects of it. So I've been on a trek through hell due to drug use, or drug use being used as a reason, and I don't agree with it. And I find it ironic that the resulting feeling I get of what's not really my own personal drug use, there's very few times where I can look back, and very few as in like 50, but look back and be like, oh, I got too high, I did too many drugs, I spent too much money in this, or I risked too much meeting these individuals, or lost this, or I shouldn't have got close to that person because they were on drugs, and he was my best friend, and I had to see him go through that, and then I had to go through the pain of him dying from this same topic. And so that right there makes me not all that interested in falling in line with the drug laws and the effects that has on society. I can't have any other problem in my life without with drug. Now there's my neighbor. She's like the most nosy person in the world. She's probably like, what is this young man out here talking to himself for? Oh, it's the guy. Yeah, that's not going to work out well with the topic of conversation I'm having. But, oh well. He's a very quiet individual. But, the situation. What's up, Larry? Oh, it's beautiful. He came out and said, not getting much done these days. My back's killing me. I said, yeah, I hear you, man. My feet have been killing me too. I'm not being too productive either. So maybe the weather will help. But the whole situation makes me want to do drugs. It's like, oh, now they got the other neighbor out. This is insane. The whole situation literally makes me just want to do more drugs, because everybody that I would spend time with or involve myself with on other normal activities has turned their back on me for the reason of drugs. So one, what's the You know, you have to look at like, what's the reason you use drugs? Oh, well, the reason you do drugs is recreationally. So, like the way you drink beer when you go to a concert, but you don't drink beer the rest. And I do use drugs recreationally, and then I also use drugs for the purpose of medicine. That, you know, smoking weed lowers my anxiety. Um, uh, Heroin, opiates take away my emotions and help me deal with my emotions. It's not a natural way, it's not a spiritual way, but it's a physical way, and that exists. That is part of the deal. And so if I can't handle my emotions mentally or physically, then who's to say it's not in my best interest to to use drugs to handle them, or else be really upset. You know, I'm really keyed in on being connected to God and the world, which includes people. And I don't want to have a unhealthy fake relationship with somebody. I want to have a unhealthy real relationship with somebody. I want to have a true relationship, a back and forth situation that you love each other, and you make yourself vulnerable to that person, and they have your best interest in mind and are interested. You know what I mean? And will give you energy. You can have a corresponding. You know, you get it right. Well, I'm also not a typical individual in that I don't buy into society's idea of being slaves to the dollar bill and to people's perceptions and your ego and your and keeping people happy with you, and therefore projecting something specific to them. Like, what's so good about that, people? Like, do you like just being uh, like a cookie cutter fucking 9 to 5, or and put that in any aspect of of life. It's in your 9 to 5 could be outdoor adventure training in the fucking Rocky Mountains, or it could be uh, a, a minister, or it could be a job at a factory, or it could be a sales job, or it could be a manufacturing job, or you could be a doctor. But to need that to make yourself okay, and to be perceived as a certain individual that fits in certain categories that are really important for our community to run properly, well, I'm glad you guys do it, because I don't want to. And I like going to the dentist, and I like food, so I'm glad someone's willing to do it, because I'm not. But back to the topic of drugs, that's what it's about. That's the whole thing is, um, why is there a difference between, oh, this lady's over here, and I lost my train of thought completely. Fucking space cadet. Anyway, it'd be nice if I could not have holes inside of me that I want to fill up, and I have no. There actually, not that I don't have. I have all sorts of tools and situations to do things in the healthy way. So I have healthy ways to fill up these holes, solitary most of the time, but they're holes created by pain, and I'm not building onto myself. They're holes created by pain. And so if holes created by pain by myself, that's like you build up and you build on yourself. Holes created by your environment and society, I don't know, weird concept. You turn your back on me for drug use and overlook who I am as a person and can't put the energy into using your intuition, then that pains me and hurts me, because I know I can add to your life, and I know anybody that meets me and spends time around me loves me. Therefore, I know that people are wrong for having that behavior of turning your back on the person, and it pains me, and it makes me want to heal in an unhealthy way, because it's an unhealthy situation. So I feel like I should direct, instead of converting unhealthy frequencies coming into my body and converting them out into positive, I feel like I just, conduit, if that makes any sense.